Liverpool just broke the Premier League and the bank to sign Germany's brightest footballing jewel. Florian Wirtz isn't just a transfer, he's a message. A 22-year-old genius who dominated the Bundesliga, inspired Germany's Euro 2024 resurgence, and now he's arrived at Anfield with the weight of history and hope on his shoulders. But how did a kid from a tiny German town become a generational midfielder worth £116 million? Let's tell the story of the new king in red, the story of Florian Wirtz. He debuted at 17, broke records set by Kai Havertz, led Bayer Leverkusen to an unbeaten Bundesliga title, bounced back from a career-threatening ACL injury, and now he's Liverpool's and the Premier League's most expensive signing ever. But behind the accolades is a boy raised in a football household who once had video games banned to keep him focused. This is a journey of talent, trauma, and triumph. Born in May 2023 in the quiet town of Pulheim, Florian Wirtz was never far from football. His father, Hans-Joachim, ran a youth academy. His sister, Juliane, would go on to play for the German women's national team. Wirtz was special from the start. At age 7, he joined FC Cologne's youth academy, where he rapidly became their standout. One of his early coaches, Patrick Wieser, famously said, "He didn't run like a child, he glided across the pitch, we all knew." He was training with older age groups at 12. By 15, scouts from Bayern, Dortmund, and Barcelona were sniffing around. But one club moved fast. In January 2020, Leverkusen controversially signed Wirtz from FC Cologne, drawing heavy criticism from Cologne fans. But Leverkusen knew they had something rare. Just 4 months later, Florian made his Bundesliga debut at 17 years and 15 days, becoming the youngest debutant in Leverkusen's history. On June 6, 2020, he scored against Manuel Neuer, becoming the youngest scorer in Bundesliga history, a record previously held by Kai Havertz. In 2020-21, Wirtz showed he wasn't just a wonder kid, he was a game changer. In 38 matches, he scored 8 goals, provided 8 assists, received Bundesliga's Young Player of the Month 3 times, and was a Golden Boy finalist. In 2021-22, he continued to dazzle. Before March, he had 10 goals and 14 assists in all competitions at just 18 years old. Then came tragedy. On March 13, 2022, Wirtz went down clutching his left knee against FC Cologne, the club he played for as a youngster. The diagnosis? Torn ACL. Season over, Germany's World Cup hopes in jeopardy. "That night, I thought I'd never be the same," he told Kicker. "I didn't cry because of the pain, I cried because I was scared I'd lose everything." He missed 281 days of action, but he used the time to study match footage, work with mental coaches, and, incredibly, improve his understanding of space and timing. Little known fact, during rehab, Wirtz was mentored by Michael Ballack, who said, "I saw myself in him, but with more elegance." The 2023-24 season? Legendary. When he returned in January 2023, many expected rust. Instead, they saw an evolution. Under Xabi Alonso, Wirtz didn't just return, he dominated. Leverkusen played fluid, possession-based football, and Wirtz was the fulcrum. His 2023-24 season was almost perfect. In all competitions, he had 18 goals, 20 assists, 91% pass accuracy, most key passes in the Bundesliga with 92, most chances created with 104, and most goal contributions for Leverkusen. That season, he led Leverkusen to a host of trophies and picked up some significant individual awards along the way. He led Leverkusen to their first Bundesliga title, which wasn't just historic because it was their first, but also because they went undefeated in the Bundesliga, making them the first and only Bundesliga champions to win an invincible title. They were DFB Pokal winners, which meant they secured the domestic double. They also reached the Europa League finals on a magnificent 51-game unbeaten streak where they were defeated emphatically by Atalanta 3-0 scoreline, a match that was defined by a sensational hat-trick from Ademola Lookman. Despite the final loss, Wirtz's phenomenal performances in that tournament earned him the Europa Young Player of the Season award, as well as UEFA Europa League Team of the Season selection. The individual awards didn't stop there. He went on to grab the Bundesliga Player of the Season. Xabi Alonso stated that he doesn't just play football, he composes it. In June 2025, Liverpool triggered Wirtz's £116 million transfer fee, making him the most expensive German footballer ever, Liverpool's record signing, and the highest transfer fee in Premier League history. At Liverpool, he'll join up with his Leverkusen teammate Jeremie Frimpong, who the Premier League champions purchased in the same transfer window. Wirtz and Frimpong had a telepathic understanding on the pitch while playing for Leverkusen, and the entire Liverpool family is hoping the understanding will continue in the red of Anfield. These two don't just have a cohesive partnership on the pitch, they also have a close friendship off it as well. They were both spotted on vacation together before their transfers to Liverpool. Wirtz is expected to slot into Liverpool's midfield alongside Szoboszlai and McAllister, forming what many are already calling the most intelligent midfield in Europe. What makes Wirtz that special? His positioning versatility. Attacking midfielder, false nine, deep-lying playmaker, he's played them all. His dribbling is his best attribute, with 3.2 successful dribbles per 90 minutes. His vision is like watching the game in fast forward, and his consistency is what makes him world-class. He was involved in a goal every 88 minutes last season. The stats tell the story. Passes into the final third per 90 minutes, 8.1. Key passes per 90 minutes, 3.3. Press resistance, he's top 1% in Europe. The intangibles are also world-class, with vision like De Bruyne, body movement like Ozil, recovery work rate like Gundogan, and ice-cold finishing in big moments. Even German legend Toni Kroos is singing his praises, stating, "He's the smartest player I've ever trained with. He'll outthink most Premier League midfields." He's mostly avoided scandals, but he's not controversy-free. World Cup 2022. After Germany's group stage exit, Wirtz refused to speak to media. Some fans branded him arrogant. He later responded, "I wasn't trying to avoid blame, I just didn't know what to say. I felt like I'd let down my country." It showed maturity, not weakness. And in 2024, he won back Germany's hearts by starring in the Euros and becoming their most consistent performer. He scored the opening goal in Germany's 5-1 group stage win over Scotland, becoming Germany's youngest ever scorer at a European Championship, aged 21 years, 42 days, surpassing Kai Havertz. And in the quarterfinal versus Spain, he was introduced off the bench and scored an 89th-minute equalizer, showcasing his big game impact, even though Germany eventually lost in extra time. He's not just a transfer, he's a statement. From Pulheim's playgrounds to the Premier League spotlight, Florian Wirtz is here. He battled injuries, defied pressure, and now wears the red of Liverpool. Liverpool didn't just sign a player, they signed the future. If you're excited to see Wirtz light up the Premier League, smash that like button, drop your predictions. How many goals and assists will he get this season? And subscribe for more incredible football stories, because this one's just getting started.